I can't believe I'm saying this, but come with me for a stay at Stella Island Resort in Crete. This resort has been on my bucket list forever, so let's get into it. First impressions were top notch. I was asked to sit down, given a welcome drink and some branded chocolates while the team got me checked in. Stella Island is a luxury, adults-only 5-star resort in Crete. I was whizzed down in a golf buggy to room 505, which is a premium swim-up room, and it's absolutely stunning. Honestly, I was absolutely blown away by this room. It's one of the most spacious swim-up rooms available at the resort. There's a separate loo and a big walk-in shower, plus a walk-in wardrobe. In there, you've got an iron and ironing board, plenty of room for clothes, some fluffy bathrobes and pool towels. There's a vanity table with big mirror and also a fully stocked mini bar. When I opened it and saw there was full fat Coke in a glass bottle, I knew we were on to a good thing. There's also an espresso machine and the pods are restocked daily. And there was also a lovely note welcoming me to the resort and some bottles of water. The room was a really good size. There is a massive king-size bed and also a sofa bed so you can accommodate a third guest. Okay, so let's hit the patio. This is one of the reasons I was super excited about visiting this resort. This swim up is a swim up of dreams. Out here, you've got 2 padded sun lounges and a parasol, and honestly, just look at that view. You can opt for all-inclusive at Stella Island, and I would highly, highly recommend this if it's within budget. First up was lunch at the Crete Infinity Bar and Restaurant. I started with an Aperito Sour, and it was absolutely top-notch. The food here is part of the all-inclusive offering, and there were so many options to choose from. I went for the grilled halloumi salad and also the grilled prawns, and honestly, chef's kiss. This food is some of the best food I've ever eaten at an all-inclusive. After catching some rays, I headed back down to reception to get a pre-dinner cocktail from the bar. The drink selection here is incredible. Everything you see with a little circle next to it is included as part of the all-inclusive, and honestly, there was so much to choose from. I think this was a passion fruit martini. I can't remember, but honestly, delicious. Okay, so let's take a look around the evening buffet. This is open for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and again, part of the all-inclusive. It's a really good size with so much choice. The salad selection here was absolutely immense. So many dishes to choose from. Cheeses, meats, breads, olives. Honestly, you couldn't go wrong. There was also plenty of hot options to choose from as well. These change each night, and there's things like pasta, meat dishes, fish dishes. Honestly, so much choice. And they also cater for vegetarians, vegans, and those with gluten-free requirements too. Right about now, it was time for Bestie to arrive, so we got her checked in. Another welcome drink, thank you. Because Bestie arrived quite late, the restaurants were all closed, but we ordered room service. The menu was actually really good, so we got into bed, put on a film, and had a chill. Next morning, it was back up bright and early to take in the Cretan sunshine, and we went for a little wander around the resort. First up was the gym. It's not a massive gym, but it's got everything you need in there. Plenty of weights, weight machines, and the usual cardio equipment is available. And there's also an area outside where they do classes like Pilates and yoga. The whole resort is set around 3 main pool areas, and even though it's quite big, it doesn't feel huge. It still feels quite private and quite boutique-y. It was time for breakfast, and we were greeted by this lovely gent. He was playing chilled vibes for breakfast. You can see here there is plenty of seating, both indoors and outdoors. I would definitely recommend sitting outside and overlooking the lagoon pool for breakfast. And much like the evening buffet, the breakfast buffet was plentiful. Lots to choose from, meats, cheeses, cold cuts, lots of different types of bread, avocados, olives, etc. There was also somebody making fresh omelettes and also a fresh pancake station too. The cooked breakfast options were as you would expect, lots of different eggs, bacon, sausages, hash browns and the like. There was also quite an extensive milk selection, so oat milk, soy milk, almond milk, full fat, semi-skimmed, all the different milks you could want. And lots of fresh fruit and infused waters as well if you're feeling particularly healthy. There was also lots of cereals and bakery items too, things like croissants and pastries as well. And let's take a minute for the breakfast table setup. Next, we went for a wander around the on-site shop. This was a kind of boutique, rustic type vibe. They had all the essentials that you'd need on holiday, but it was also filled with some clothing, jewellery, bags, etc. if you did want to do a little bit of shopping. For lunch, we went to the Greek Taverna a la carte restaurant. This was absolutely amazing. Despite being in the middle of a resort, you really felt like you were in a little local Greek taverna. We started off with some breads and dips. These were delicious, and obviously some vino. We then ordered a bunch of appetizers to split them. If you know, you know. This was a calamari and a salad, I think. Both absolutely delicious. After lunch, we headed back to the poolside for some more drinks and pretty much stayed there the whole afternoon. It was just lush. Then it was time for dinner. We'd booked into the Asian a la carte restaurant. You can book via the app, but we just spoke to the lovely staff at the concierge desk and they got us in no problem. It's called Unami and it's a rooftop pan-Asian restaurant. Absolutely incredible. We started off with some edamame and then had some gyoza and like a prawn toast, all washed down with some cocktails. This gyoza was one of the nicest things I've ever had the pleasure of eating and still think about it now. Then for our main, we got this beef fillet steak dish. Honestly, again, absolutely unreal, cooked to perfection. Honestly, the food at this resort is just epic. And even though we were absolutely stuffed, we still had room for pudding. This was a chocolate cake and then some form of, I think it was a passion fruit creme brulee, absolutely delicious. We then finished off with cocktails and just enjoyed the rooftop view, absolutely beautiful. The entertainment at Stella Island is a rather big production affair, which is what you'd expect from a 5-star resort. The night that we went, it was like an Afrobeat dance show. Make sure you get down early to the entertainment area to get a good seat. There's a bar there. And if you are still feeling peckish, there is also a bar snack menu down here too. We really enjoyed the evening show here. It was a really nice vibe, and when the show was finished, the DJ did keep playing some tunes if you did fancy a little dance. All in all, we absolutely loved our stay at Stella Island. It's one of the nicest all-inclusive resorts I've been to and would highly, highly recommend for a special adults-only trip, whether that's a birthday or a honeymoon. Honestly, we were just so sad to leave. If you do have any questions, then please do drop a comment, and I hope you've enjoyed watching this vlog. Check out my channel for more resort reviews, and if you've enjoyed, I'd love it if you'd hit that subscribe button.